Welcome to Let's Play Solasta. Solasta, Crown of the Magister. However, I'm going to play Toom of Doom, an outstanding campaign I highly recommend. I have rolled up some characters led by Baroness Gaga. She is a sorcerer now. She thinks soon she's going to make the change and really go for it and become the bard she always wanted and dreamed of being. Fairy, who this character is basically does a lot of the things a rogue would do in combat, dual wielding ranger with arrows. In terms of skills, the artificer does a lot of that too, and the artificer also has their own access to DPS and some fun magic. I'm playing, and it's a lot of fun. Mary Sue. So Tomb of Doom is a great campaign. I want to play with a slightly more powerful party than you need. You can definitely beat it with 4 characters, and you can beat it even maxing out your levels at 16, and you can beat it without any mod. You don't need any mod to play Tomb of Doom. But I'm going to play it overpowered. I like playing it with a whole slew of characters. You're going to reach your max level at about halfway through the campaign anyway. It's like a novel. So there's also a lot of reading. So be prepared for that. You returned 3 days ago to a place the whole party loves, Happy Town. You beat the tourist rush by a few days and got to relax with party friend Bay. The warmongering far to the east weighs on him as the town prepares for an influx of visitors. Tourist season begins today in Happy Town. Our party. She can fly, but she's wearing medium armor right now. So she can't do that while she's wearing medium armor. Alright, so... Ah, yes. Labor negotiations in the Tillisod Canal Work stoppage. This is the Brain Lucilia News Standard. Brain Lucilia is the city that is nearby this tourist town. The Tillisod Canal, major thoroughfare for trade and travel between the western nations and the Manoa Plains, came to a standstill while labor negotiations extended late into the new year. The canal is already overwhelmed with demand, and expanding is deemed impossible as the canal is dependent on natural snowfall in the northern Dan Mountains. Workers complain of increasing risk as shippers attempt larger hauls. The labor union is pushing for size and water displacement limits, while entrepreneurs claim established businesses are pulling up the means of success after themselves. Until the canal reopened, trade, including medical supplies, food, and process stores, as well as the ambitious tourists, pilgrims, and travelers, were put on hold. Citizens celebrated the reopening by ordering both a pint of domestic and foreign beer and judging the taste of their combination. There will be a size restriction applied by a board with members drawn from the Tillisod Canal Union, the Transnational Engineers Union, the Regional Dwarf Miners Sublocal, Dryads Council, and elected representatives. The Dryads Council is a combination of environmentally minded citizens and dryads who negotiate on behalf of environments. That board joins the council this year thanks in part to the Tillisod Labor Union and elected representatives. The union gains safety allies and exclusive access to organizing labor on the canal. There will be invariably a total annual tonnage limit on the canal, leading to inelastic supply with ever-increasing demand. The Tillisod Canal employs almost 40% of all people in the northern Dan Mountains. This deal should well increase the standards of living in the famously poor area. Syra engages with training exercise with Necro Kingdom forces. The Alliance of Free Nations denounced Osiris' ongoing military training exercises with the Necro Kingdom as permissive, foolhardy, and provocative. Necro Kingdoms continue to accuse the Alliance nations of waging a hate campaign and using fascism to solidify their weak political class's decaying grip on power and legitimacy. Since the dissolution of trade between the kingdoms using undead and the Alliance of Free Nations, sabers have rattled at home and abroad. The ongoing training exercises allow the Necro Kingdoms to station large armies within threatening range of Alliance states. Former Osaya Protectorates Agrel and Alacrane is especially pressured. The presence of the armies and the large number of undead have made Alacrane residents uneasy. Public rallies at the Osiran embassy against the present problems, combined with anger rooted in public memory of the Cyrus Protectorate, have led to angry exchanges and accusations fermenting sectarian violence. Broad Duda, affectionately known as Ogre Lord, called for peace among the Necro Kingdoms and the Alliance of Free States. He stated that there was no need to fear an arms race at this time. His leadership of Osira has been called into question by remnants of the old order who chafe and lament at allowing Zagrel to leave. Negotiations between the associated trade federations and Necro Kingdoms are ongoing and should give everyone reason for optimism, said Ogre Lord. We will honor our eternal friends in Alacrane as well as the Necro Kingdoms. Wow. Hillside Canal, Necro Kingdoms. Sleeping here is much better than sleeping on the ground. Yeah. Tourist things, huh? Happy Town, hauntings and ghost tours. Spirit of South Woods, 10 silver pieces tour to Pin Beckard Oakard, complete with meals, ghost stories, and rumor has it a possible sighting. Golden Goose Room 112. Long closed up due to disturbing visions reported by guests, this room is guaranteed to freeze your blood. Room is open in mid-season for tours, 10 gold pieces to visit. Honorific graveyard. Legend has it the faithful and prayerful are rewarded here. Tours, 50 silver pieces. Happy Town Hot Springs. Spas, gambling, camping, hunting, rock climbing, romance, adventure, childcare, music shows, dancing, and fine dining. Relax and have fun in Happy Town. Alright. Still one more. This room is wealthy. Books. I might have to read these books later tonight. At the campfire. Yes. We will learn geography closer to camp time. Yes. Quick scan of that shows a world in equilibrium where undead relying nations and not undead relying nations sort of lean on each other, but they don't necessarily get along. I'll have to read these two books later tonight. Bay really drunk us under the table last night. Yeah, his siren call to party isn't really like him. The whole world is uneasy. It seems to be hitting him hard. Hey, Vay. Hey, Vay, glad to see you. There's been a lot on my mind. I love you guys, but I can't talk right now. I'm too busy. I'm so sorry, but don't go far. We do need to talk. Can you do some errands for me? I just need you to meet people. Keep mentioning the archery competition. It would help me a lot if y'all kind of just watch my back, get to know people. Watch your back? We'll talk in a bit. Speak to Hannock. I'm sorry. I'm in such a rush. Did I already read that? Cave of Echoes and the Werewolves of Love. All right, let's take a look around town. In fact, first, let's save our game. Oh, so the game autosave, very nice. This will be my new Let's Play. Okay, kind of a lonely sewer lid over here. That seems like a clue. But not open yet. Right. So here's all the shops. Pretty convenient. There's a bunch of them right up front. In fact, I need to read my recipes. What all do I have? Werewolves of Love. His hair was perfect. That seems appropriate. Okay, this is like 2 pages. Wait, let me get to the second page. Okay, I'll read this later. Wait, who else has things? Those aren't recipes. That's a nice dress. Why does she have a noble dress? Background's devoted. Battle mage. Ani. I'm not really sure why she would start with a noble dress, but I dig it. It looks nice. Nice enough that it should probably be on my wannabe bard, but maybe something like that can wait till she's a bard. And everybody needs dresses. Can she use a longbow? Thing is that she's a fairy, right? So I have a suspicion that she'll have disadvantage using a longbow, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't really know the rules that well, or I can spot something like that very clearly. So I'll give her a chance with a longbow while we're in town. Let's just dress like it. But now she can fly because she's just wearing her clothes. The wizard's always in her clothes. We in the shop business call the money season. Drew. I'll be playing in the gazebo in half an hour. Nobody wants contrapuntal multi-voice performances anymore. They just want linear music in the Haberwitz style. Why would you adopt elements of the Haberwitz style but eschew polyphonic voicing? This world just doesn't make sense. You're thinking of going to Zagreb? I canceled my trip there. I was supposed to play in the Eastern Fringes. With what's going on, I'm too soft for that. Hydra is here. She's a great fan. Great patron, too. I hope she finds the tip jar. Alright. So my magic users probably have like one trinket by which they can cast a spell. I like to buy a couple backup trinkets. Which ones are which? Alright, which one? Picked up the Werewolves of Love. See if there's any fancy weapons. There are not. She's a ranger, right? No, she's a sorcerer. She's a ranger. Do you have short swords? Okay. It was a little bit cheaper, actually, than for some of the same gear that I bought just a second ago. Good to see you, Venture Magistrate Laura. I hope you're keeping good track of your money. There's loads of investment opportunities if you play your cards right. Good to see you. Okay, yeah. Clyda. Any bag mortal bought a cabin nearby. Happy Town is hitting the big time. Now a diplomat is here. I don't care if she's a junior. That's a ton of money. Annie Bagmodal bought a cabin nearby. Happy Town is hitting the big time. What? Okay. Paperback novels? Okay. 1 second. So Reno, the armorer. Nick, the knife sharpener. So that's actually the cheapest price I've seen for these sort of magical trinkets. Go ahead and buy another one. Because they're usually 29 gold, and then the next guy was 26, and then this one's 25. At some point I should go through and test which ones buy stuff at the best rate. Wow. That's worth, I can buy it for 22, but I sold it for only 2? That's harsh. King of the Dragon Queen? One True Mate 99. Shifter's Fantasies. That's expensive. Sweet Brutal Love. The Backseat Temptation. A Solasta bestseller. A Bodice River novel featuring an elven princess's travels in orc lands. A very popular novel, often sold with a sleeve to hide the cover. For One True Mate 99, Shifter's Fantasies. Sweet Brutal Love, a Bodice Ripper novel featuring an elven princess's travels in orc lands. Sounds like a very real book. Yes, Werewolves of Love, a best-selling romance and thriller. A Guide to the Area. Nice. Rags to Riches bestseller. Trust of Love, a sword-buckling romance. Politics and Power, a study on Chrysalia's politics. Cities of the Plains, a book describing travel in the cities of the Manoa Plains, the region directly east of Happytown. Is that written on the book? Or is that just some sort of meta-knowledge? Nobility, Democracy, and Property. Nobility, Democracy, and Property describes nobility's role in our civilization. Yeah. Okay. Cave of Echoes. I have this one right. Cave of Echoes, explorations in the unique hero mythology of the Manoa Plains. That seems pretty topical. Mogs, Beast of the New Wars. A book describing the domestication and spread of mogs from their origins as giant beetles. Democratic Norms of Zaangro. This book is written to advocate for Zaangro's own homegrown history of democracy. It seeks to make clear that democracy is not foreign, but authentic to the people of Zaangro, as it is to the people who have lived in the democratic governments far longer. What is the Executioner? A pamphlet from a local eccentric hermit. Bookstores love carrying his kooky pamphlets. The Hero of 1000 Masks. An academic book discussing literary theory and its academic book discussing literary theory and its applicability to magic theory. Applicability. An academic book discussing literary theory and its applicability to magic theory. Applicability. I'm going to be working on that word. Nobility, Democracy, and Property describes nobility's role in our civilization. There's sold in a couple versions, huh? All right. Just what? Wait. I'm having a memory. I mean, it's obviously Joseph Campbell-like, but we'll be back. Panic isn't it the Golden Goose? Holla hardy if you want to party. Yeah. Hey, good to see you again. Tours are starting up. I give rich people the authentic explorer experience. It's basically a daycare where we pretend to face challenges. This one guy got so excited when I turned into a bear while telling a story, he practically bequeathed me lands and titles right there. I hope that hippie plays his guitar soon. I saw Clyda is already back in town. She's always been more than just a big tipper to me. So I just saw Clyda, right? She just mentioned Annie Bagmandello. Yeah. Hey, Grumnir. It's good to see you. I know you aren't the usual tourists in town. Yeah, I'm not rich. Ba-doom. Air drums. Still air drumming. The Royal House of Governance doesn't usually look to this area. We've had productive relationship with our partners out east. Mining is tough work, and few complained about affordable metals coming from undead mines. Historically, my role is assessing import quality control. Dwarves aren't excited to admit it, but when things need to change, they can change quick. We've had previously identified traits that suggest this area has had a few different bellicose veins potentially interrupting each other. It could be a lucrative find. We are definitely bringing labor home, and we will not be using undead ever again. We are fully committed to our society's norms. We have old familiar mines, but there are rare things we cannot find. We're not miners, Baron. Of course not. You don't have the shoulders, the hips, the ankles. Your legs are too wide and your knees are too tall. You'd never make it in the dwarf unions at all. There are significant miner fees for those who find mineral-rich caves on the order of 30,000 gold pieces. Just keep it in mind, whatever you find. Hey, it's great to see you, Captain Heather Marin. We love vacationing here. It's not true that it's a marketing strategy named this place Happy Town. It's because so many tourists say good things about this place, and the name becomes synonymous with being happy. Having so many travelers all speaking magically with tongues does funny things to names. We're going all out on the cosplay this year. Lol, no, I cannot shoot a bow. Crossbow now. That's my thing. Don't we... I don't believe we've been acquainted yet. That's bold of you to walk up, but I guess you saw me looking at you. I thought it was just my nearsightedness, but you are pretty cute. Good flirting is an act of performance with an audience of one. She blushes. But don't be such a cad, Lena. They are obviously smitten with you. Please let them down quickly so our food doesn't get cold. I'm just joking. I do get to joke now and then. The four of you have been quite delightful. Let's hold a contest here and now. Pick one. Contest of wit? Will they all just sort of culminate in performance? Recite the haiku 20 Kings of Anador, but sing it over a waltz. Improvise the battle scenes with percussive beatboxing. And tell a joke at the end. Well, that's a lot. Oh, burn. Better luck next time. You all have been such fun. I want you to have this. You're giving away your novelty bongo drums? Y'all have been excellent sports. You should talk to us more often. Uh, Talk to you more often. You there, you've come back. I'll keep my eyes on you. Or if you ever need a lap to sit on, maybe you could just use mine. Oh, you're so silly, Lena. Can't believe the wagon with the wagon train with our luggage broke down. Hey, sweeties, can we chat later? This is a mess we're trying to put together. Hey, Ellen, good to see you today. Ah, my fair subjects, today begins tourism season. Please address me as Queen. Forgive me, my Queen. Always with Grace Toodles. Fair Queen Ellen, good in all her judgments, and dispenser of much grace. She does bow, ruffles her dress, and furls like a bird. Feathers, magnificent grandeur, done by some majestic. She does a bow and ruffles her. She does a bow. The ruffles of her dress unfurl like bird feathers, magnificent in grandeur, done by some majestic magic mechanism built into the dress. My lovely subjects. I'm glad I got that one right. It's kind of nice. Yesterday, this was a dead tourist town. Today, it's already getting started. It's the tides of life coming and going, like work. Heard about the Barabos. We pulled together some money and food. What were they thinking in the first place? Our haunted hayride is a big money maker. Practically paid for these stone walls. People always comment on the names around here. They were named for the benefit of tourists, using whatever spells to speak languages. Pretty clever if you ask me. I saved up all year so I could come back to Happy Town and see my beloved Bitterroot. Do you think Bitterroot still remembers me? I wanted to hire Grood for our hunting party again, but he's been missing since he went down to the swamp. It's not like him. I saved up all year so I could come back to Happy Town and see my beloved Bitterroot. Do you think Bitterroot still remembers me? Well, there's Bitterroot. There's something about naming a town Happy Town that makes jerks not want to live here. Happy Town lives up to its name mostly. It helps that folks can make a good living in the pleasant forest. Jerks be jerking around, but not in Happy Town. Summer season is starting up soon. Lots of tourists coming. I hate this time of year, but I do love money. I hate tourist season because I fell in love with one. Then he left. I'm worried he just remembers me as a fun summer memory while I pine. Oh my God, there he is. And he brought flowers. He's walking over here now. Go away. Hi, this is gambling. This game costs 10 gold to play. If you win 99 gold. We will roll a d20. If you roll a 19 or a 20, you win. Else the house wins. Yeah. Come on, 19. What? We got a winner. A 20. A 20. Nice. Play again. Oh, heck no. Not likely to happen. That is a nice amount of money just to make really quick. An attractive drum. Ellarain's drum. She gave this to us. Peering closely, you notice the letters T, T, N, E. Panics in there. Right. Tourists do get lost. Sometimes people do go missing. The water is great, but any body the water is great, but any body of water is probably the most dangerous thing in that area. You don't know what happened to Hammerhand, Dan's farmhand. He was doing something on the Moonseen Fund Wall. Hasn't been seen since. Treacherous swamp is dangerous. Mudholes do swallow a manhole. Mudholes that can swallow a manhole. Hope you can swim in plate mail. I'm going to be working my tail off on my feet for the next 6 months. But you can retire a wealthy woman waiting tables in a place like this. Of all my regulars, Clyda always seems to have a mission. She's always asking questions. Archery sounds cool, but I'm going to need to keep my feet up. I've seen a ghost. Near where we arbitrarily divide between Pleasant Forest and Pleasant Forest South. It was fleeting out of the corner of my eye, vanished into the woods. I'm hitting up Bohemian Camp in a bit. Cosplay after that. I'm gonna win the cosplay contest. Junior Diplomat sounds title. Junior Diplomat sounds diminutive as a title. It is in no way diminutive in rank or power. Some big celebrities this year. Clyda already rolled into town. The Diplomat, Annie Bagmodal. Holla holla if you like that dollar. I'm gonna win the cosplay contest. There's nothing to the ghost stories. Treacherous swamp has tides people don't expect. The whole place is a drowning pool death trap. That's why people go missing, and that's why it has that name. There's a rational explanation for all that. I don't know why such a small body of fresh water would have tides. It's a theory. Well, don't go leave. Okay. Yeah. I got my weapons on, but we got to put on our armor before we leave. Does anyone sell clothes? Fancier dresses, that sort of thing. Oh wait, I have to go meet Hammock. That place looked like it's air conditioned. All right. All right. This is a lovely hotel. Nell, head into the plants.
I believe there is a hidden door.
If you're too drunk to find the party room, you shouldn't find the party room. Well, he's got opinions. Yeah, here we are. This is the party. Dance floor is bumping. I'm gonna win with this costume. We're vacationing from Zagreb. I work in law enforcement there. When we get back, it's gonna be nothing but work. Bunch of broken tables. Oh no, I was dancing on the table and it slipped. I'm so embarrassed. Oh, that couple is doing more than dancing. Both those. It's funny how both these characters are standing next to each other, and they're the ones that both trigger to say it. From two different triggers, I think. This is such a cool party. This is such a cool party! Hi, Hannick. It's good to see you. Oh, it's good to see you four as well. What's going on? So obviously, when I made this, the weight of the world is bearing down on us. This party, I made it with 6 using that mod. You don't need 6 to play it. It's obviously intended for 4. I hear you. It's grinding me down as well. Happy Town is a happy place. People come here because they need us. I feel like I'm letting everyone down, but I can't push back against the world. Not alone. We want to help, Hannick. Yeah, but we don't know what to do. Folks like you, the army will be expanding soon, but they can't do it yet. They can't even officially announce they want to expand. It could trigger an incident. Meanwhile, the Necro Kingdoms call their armies peacekeepers and stack them at our borders. They lie and say they feel threatened. Yeah, and I'm a bit at a loss of what to do. I need to prep our citizens, but I can't spread a panic. Talk to some tourists around here. Many of them have been traveling abroad too. Find out what the temperament of the outside world is beyond our happy community. I heard a junior diplomat arrived late last night. Should speak to some tourists in town. What is the mood outside Happy Town? Asked us to meet the ambassador. We can get a feel for the outside world outside. We met an ambassador. So we'll go back and talk to the ambassador again. But this time we'll, I guess, ask probing questions about the world outside. And the Baron asked us to keep an eye out for rare minerals. We are hardly spelunkers, but we will see what we find. We really have no idea what's desirable in a cave. We could use some help. The Baron's daughter has been helpful before. She's somewhere, supposedly she is near Spiff at Bohemian Camp. We should talk to her. Okay, wait. Haunted tours for the Golden Goose are closed. But I think they let us have the run of the place. We're obviously given a wide discretion, allowed to carry weapons. tell this hotel's probably, 75 degrees, even on a 100-degree day. Or should I say, I don't know, 17 degrees Celsius on a 40-degree Celsius day. Those tell Migulia. Cannot be opened. Okay. That was room 112, right? Yeah. Let's try it. Failed. Ooh. I think you also had a thieves toolkit. Alright, what? What? Ooh. Okay. I'm running out of options, of course, so where's my artificer that failed? Did my inventories. Yeah. You come stand here.
Aina Devo Viribe.
Cast guidance. Yes. All right. Still only barely passed it, I think. Get more guidance going. If that door is locked.
Devo Viribe.
Okay. Making progress. Something odd about the wall here. Not that. There, it said something weird about the wall here. What? It's very subtle somehow. Barely see it through the wall. Piece of marble wall flakes off, revealing an ancient blade embedded in the mineral. You pull it from the wall easily. As you do so, phantoms begin coalescing in the shadows. You can flee right now. What? It actually says flee. I am a level 1 loser. Oh my gosh. They're like, everybody run! Your skillful knowledge of arcane arts allows you to curb the building energy. Your foes will have to face you unless the harvester calls you to join us. The harvester calls you to join us. Alright, I'm gonna close this door. No, I can't close the door. I gotta shove this lady out of the way. Yeah. Suckers. Let's see if undead are as smart as velociraptors. bartenders. What? What? Oh
You like
man.
that?
Ha ha. What did she hit him with? She had a mace. Perfect. Okay, what's going on? They're not at their full strength, it said. So, do I have to kill? What if I try to kill some of them? I was hoping for like cone of fire. She's a wizard, right? Yeah. Burning hands, that's what I meant.
Arcana Evo.
What's nice about that, obviously it penetrates the wall. I think that's because the origin point starts before the wall is out of view. Magic. But your arcane knowledge has undone your foe's grip on this plane of existence. Hey, bonus. Alright, the negative energies tormenting this room begin to dissipate. Alright. Okay, maybe... What loot do I get? I don't get any loot because I didn't kill anything. I did get some experience points, so that's nice. Does everyone a level up? Okay. Do I have enough to long rest? Broke into the ghost hotel. Killed a bunch of ghosts, so I might as well long rest. It's nice to have a it's nice to have a really skillful wizard. So this is the knight, the sorcerer. She's with her girls in the haunted hotel room they just killed or dissipated a bunch of ghosts into the void. And tonight she's committing to being a bard. She's gonna do it. This is the time. Unlocked class features, bardic inspiration. It's a nice, just kind of always there healing spell. All right. Obviously, as a bard, you must take performance. Vicious mockery. It's just so fun. Now, I have a rule about vicious mockery. You must say an insult every time you use vicious mockery. It doesn't have to be good. It's up to the dice to decide whether it's effective or not. But you must say it out loud. Okay, I actually kind of like low-key love having those spells that help you light up a bunch of different lights. Um, there's no languages in this campaign of note because it was implemented before languages were available in the campaign editor. That sounds good. All right, let's take that. Let's not take too long to do this. I always feel like heroism's really good when you're really low level. Um, I feel like I have a wizard. Do I really need detect magic? Um, I feel like Bane every so often. I appreciate Bane on like a hard to kill enemy. So my ranger is going to continue to be a ranger. When you engage in two weapon fighting, I'm basically going to be an archer and a two weapon fighter. Um, love these. It's just what I want out of this sort of character. So I took the two-handed weapon things. Let's see. Wait. What did I do? Previous. Two weapon fighting. Yes. Hmm. Well, right now that just doesn't seem that important. I think I remember doing the math, and re-rolling ones is not very important at all. Oh. Rolling an additional damage dice on a critical hit, though, is actually pretty good. Yes. Ignore half and three quarters cover. I think I remember that being really valuable. Um, really valuable to a ranger or to an archer over the course of their career. Hail of Thorns. Always like you don't need cure wounds because you'll have good berries. Like it's kind of a question. Like, what am I going to use the ranger's magic for? I mostly use it for good berries. Sounds pretty fun. I hope there's some trolls. All right, she's my artificer. Yes. Infusions. So I get to attach infusions to weapons. Okay, class feat. Hmm. Oh, I think I want to use the spear with this character. Isn't there something called like spear mastery? Yeah. I need to get her a spear. And then over here I think I need something sort of like returning weapon. I get four of these. So that's pretty cool. Yes, defense. Enhanced weapon. Minor elemental. She is a fighter. Mary Sue. You'd think she'd have more charisma with stats like this. All right. I'm thinking like a sword and a shield for her career. Mm, not really sure. Chef? I think the good berries kind of do something like that. Slasher. So definitely want a sword. Hey, that's nice. At least you can knock someone down. So I am really quickly looking up if long swords do slashing damage. Solasta long swords. And I'm on the wiki. It says it does slashing. And I definitely want to boost her strength, right? The thing is that strength is so easy to boost through artifacts. So I'm gonna boost the dexterity. There's more like random belts that just like set your strength permanently superhuman. So it like somewhat mitigates having a low strength on a low level fighter. Having played this many times and had a hand, basically just making it. I happen to know there's plenty of magic belts and such in this campaign, especially considering when you max out at like level 20, um, I try to give the characters like attribute boosting things. Let's see, what are these like now? I already do like the Shock Arcanist. It's hard to beat having an extra um, one slot higher. Character gets a lot of spells, the Spellmaster. Lore Master is fun if you really want all the spells, but I suppose the Spellmaster can do that too. Probably have a similar spell book. Back in the day, I thought the Shark Arcanist might have had a slightly more limited spell book. The Lore Master might have more access to read other classes' spell books, something like that. Just some random increased density. What? Necromancy, huh? Oh my gosh, I've never played that. But no, you, I certainly didn't account for that in my campaign. Technically, the necromancers um, would be tolerated as long as they didn't raise the dead. Um, it's not a crime to have practiced necromancy at some point. or to even go back and forth, but you have to practice it over there. Courtmate. Okay, no. Shock Arcanist. Okay, half attributes for int. Proficiency in int saves pretty good, but what about like ability checks? Telekinetic. Just kind of a free bonus action or as your bonus action? I'm always going to have some sort of mage armor. I don't think that's that important. Is that really all the best int spells? Yeah. For some reason I think this is really important. Wow, there's a lot of stuff. Okay, which of these zap things? I like to get shield much later in the game when I have a ton of first level spells that I don't use. Alright, so she's a battle cleric. I think she should use like a hammer and not use this like a spear. Well, she's a cleric, so let's just go for wisdom. She's always going to be using like bludgeoning. I think I do like Crusher, but I think first I need something else. Yeah, I feel like it's a good idea. Is this? That seems pretty good. I think for now I'll go with wisdom. Wisdom archery. Fog clock can actually be pretty valuable at key times. Sounds pretty valuable, but I don't think of her as a support character. It sounds like some sort of magic missiles. Featherfall. What? Featherfall. It's hard to incorporate that into the user-made campaigns. It's hard. Not too many scenarios to fall. Sometimes I do find running fast valuable. Okay, we are done. Okay, what was that item? The harvester. And they were like, the harvester calls to you to join us. Harvester of Souls, so called because it was forged to paralyze victims of sacrifice. 1d4 plus 1. Damage, piercing, and plus 3 psychic. Inflicts paralyzed. Save each turn to cancel. Unable to act. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Paralyze. Alright, we need something to use it on though. What is going on? No. I wanted to read at least one book, so let's do the Happy Town Regional. I don't know which one. Read. This map explains the geography of the area. The continent of Crasilia has two continental dividing mountain ranges, the Dan Mountains at the west and Alacrane Mountains to the east. Crasilia is bounded by oceans all around, though a minor continent is close to the south. The Kintare Ocean bounds on the east, while the Ekental bounds the north and west. The Brasian Sea is to the south. It is not possible to sail from the Ekental to the Brasian or the reverse due to deadly straits. The Sibian River begins in the center of the Dan Mountains and flows down the Manoa Plains far to the center of the continent, where it merges to the Dalafine River, turns south, and flows to the Brasian Sea. The Dalafine River has its headwaters in the northern Alacrane Mountains. It flows along the western side of the Alacrane Mountains, passing by the famous city Zaagro as it flows into the continental bastion. The Sibian River flows into the Brasian Sea after crossing the Manoa Plains heading south. Kakat, a major port city member of the Free Nations, is located where this river meets the sea. Zaagro, a famous city on the edge, is located through the only major mountain passway in the Alacrane Mountains. Any other land crossing is impossibly arduous. In the North Dan Mountains lies Tillisod Canals, a system of waterworks that allows boats from the western kingdoms to sail up the Orange River into the Dan Mountains, then through a series of locks, and eventually onto the Sabian River. This unites the western kingdoms and the city-states of the plains economically and reinforces their political allegiances. The far north of Crasilia's inhospitable Badlands. Badlands also exist on the far and the south coast, east of the Dan Mountains, and the far southwest, west of the Alacrane Mountains, bordering the Goblin fiefdoms to their south. The oceanic passage along the south of Crasilia between the western bounding ocean and the southern is not possible due to the deadly impossible passable rocks, tides, and currents in the straits between Crasilia, Cray Island, and the continent that bounds the Brasilian to the south. Okay. Cool if there could be a picture, but they can't do that.